a convoy of black vehicles, BMWs, Mercedes Viano minibus, traveling towards an airport, with a female voice in the background identifying herself as quote-unquote Mama Cat.
There's blue light gangs operating. There's a huge criminal element in the country that use blue lights because they impersonate police officers. That is the largest risk that we have with the illegal use of blue lights by anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. It's clear now on the back side of the seat. It says blue lights to drop off the Queen, and there's just an N and her cups. She's the wife, allegedly, of Usamusi Matlala. But at that date, I didn't know any of the two.
Commissioner Spears, you then, at paragraph 13, reference to video clips which Lieutenant Colonel Tepper shared with you, depicting a convoy of black vehicles, BMWs, Mercedes Viano minibus, traveling towards an airport, with a female voice in the background identifying herself as quote-unquote Mama Cat. The second clip showed the vehicles and a small aeroplane at the airport. These videos are marked RS4 and RS5 as part of your statement. Can I deal with this? Do you know where Lieutenant Colonel Tipper obtained these videos from? You say she forwarded them to you. My question is, do you know where she got them from?
I made an assumption that you got them from Jeff Weeks, the journalist, because in her email, she stated that she will forward 2 video clips which relate to that same incident. So I am under the assumption that Colonel Tipper obtained it from Jeff Weeks as part of the media query, and she forwarded to me then to look at before I answer the draft media reply.
Okay.
I think just for the record, in the email itself, so if you go to page 10 of the annexures, that's where you find the email from Jeff Weeks. The second sentence, the second paragraph rather, says 2 videos from the social media page have been sent to you via WhatsApp.
Correct, Commissioner.
So we should understand that it's the same video clips that were forwarded to you by Colonel Tipper when she sent this media inquiry to you.
Correct, Commissioners.
I want us then to turn to paragraph 14 at page 6. Before we do so, Commissioner Baloyi has a question.
Yeah, we're not going to see these videos. Commissioner Kumalo says he was looking forward to seeing these videos.
We can and we will. We are very edgy this end because this commission unfortunately has had some boo-boos, and we wouldn't want to add to your woes this week. We'll try to locate them to make sure that we project them, but they are available as annexures, and hopefully we'll be able to make Commissioner Kumalo's day. We strive to impress.
All right, maybe let me ask my question then about paragraph 13. Doesn't depend on us viewing the videos. Commissioner, in that paragraph 13, there is description of these vehicles in the video, BMWs, Mercedes Viano, minibus. And then when you look at page 4, which lists those vehicles and registration numbers, were you able to make out from the videos whether those vehicles are in any way connected with this list of vehicles? The registration numbers, at least, or model even?
No, Commissioner. The first video clip is a and obviously I don't know the lady at all, but you can hear her speaking, and she sits in the back of the vehicle. And you can see it's a BMW because she sits at the back and recording through the windscreen they're traveling on a highway. You can see the blue lights is sucker or blue lights that are stuck to the windscreen at the front, and you can see the reflection of the blue lights against the surrounding and in the vehicle itself, and you can see the left passenger with black clothes on and a white shirt, and you can see slightly the driver. So it shows to the front inside the vehicle out, so you cannot see a registration number on that at all. And the second video clip, which is at the airport, it shows, you can see from an angle, you can see some of the vehicles at the apron, but it's from an angle that you cannot see a registration number up to the aeroplane steps itself that you cannot. So from these two video clips, I cannot directly link it to the actual list of vehicles, but I can see the Mercedes Viano at the airport, and I can see a BMW, but I cannot link the registration numbers from these two clips at all.
What is the concern, and I'm avoiding to use the word risk, about blue lights being in the hands of private security companies such as this, or even private individuals, that they have vehicles where they're able to use blue lights?
Commissioner, and it's maybe I must first state on my own career. I'm 43 years a policeman, and when I started, I first was in the South African Police Service, and then in Pretoria Traffic, Benoni Traffic, and then Ekurhuleni Metro Police. When I started as a law enforcement officer in SAPS, it was still high risk, but it was easier to do law enforcement because you could use blue lights in the execution of your duties, and the general public would obey it, and there was very, very little issues surrounding that. However, lately it has become just about close to impossible to do law enforcement irrespective of the day or time. Every single citizen, and that includes me, when I'm after hours and it's off duty, is that I'm afraid of blue lights at night and when someone approaches me from behind. The general public is, because blue lights, there's actually even incidences where there's blue light gangs operating. There's a huge criminal element in the country that use blue lights because they impersonate police officers. There is very well known the groups that operate from the OR Tambo International Airport, following people home, robbing them, and that is the largest risk that we have with the illegal use of blue lights by anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. And then the second risk for that as well is it makes the policeman job close to impossible, because a genuine policeman doesn't know if it's a criminal or not a criminal, and he then gets killed. As a normal policeman, you get killed when you try to stop these vehicles and enforce them. And security officers impersonating police officers is one of our largest risks. The regulation on lights on vehicles actually restricts security companies to have a steady white light with their name in black letters on and strobes in the front, only white lights that they can use. It is a known in the world, it doesn't matter who, in the world is blue lights is law enforcement, red lights is ambulance and paramedics, amber or yellow lights is construction work. And therefore the misuse and abuse of blue lights has become a really scrounge in our country, and it opens the public open to proper crime being conducted against them.
So for all you know, these vehicles with blue lights, the ones that we are talking about now, specific, may well have been used in criminal activities and you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know if those vehicles specifically were used in blue lights, but there has been numerous incidences that I know of where specifically black vehicles and that, but with blue lights fitted, would do robberies, would do truck hijackings, and sometimes you arrest and it's a genuine policeman or a genuine traffic officer or genuine municipal police officer that is a criminal, but majority of the time it is impersonating police officers using blue lights or impersonating traffic or municipal police officers.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Mr.
I just want to ask the prohibition against the use of blue lights. Does it apply even where the municipality has given permission, or even where SAPS has given permission? Is it your evidence that the municipality, EMPD, cannot give permission to a security company or a private citizen to use blue lights, and that's the law.
Commissioner, the law is very clear that states there's, under correction, I think it's Regulation 179, it states very clearly that only South African Police Service, Municipal Police Service, traffic officers and the SANDF military police may use blue lights. There is a sub-clause where, and I still speak about the administrator, but it's the MEC now. You can apply to the MEC for the use of other lights, and then the MEC will consider it and the MEC can do it. But no one else in this country has the authority to authorize the use of lights at all. We as municipalities and municipal polices, we even go further to say, but we restrict it with internal policies and directives to say that even our own officers must use blue lights very circumspect and not just purely for the sake of blue lights.
And if I can follow up perhaps on that conversation with a question, are you suggesting that by right, by law, it has to be that when a civilian sees a vehicle with blue lights, the correct assumption must be it's SAPS or SAPS related, security related, and it's official? Is that what the lights are intended to
Commissioner,
communicate?
not security related. I won't go that far.
Okay.
It will be related to law enforcement.
That's what I was looking at.
Only police, traffic, or military police, or municipal police, not security related. Public must think it's a policeman, and the policeman is giving an instruction to either move out of the way because I'm responding if I use it together with the siren, or the public must pull off because I want to do law enforcement and the public has done something wrong. That must be the only assumption when blue lights is being in use and sirens.
So are you suggesting that the risk with placing blue lights in the vehicles that you dealt with in that list is that a normal citizen, when confronted with such a vehicle using the lights, will assume that it's a law enforcement vehicle, and it could very well be abuse of those lights and therefore somebody else involved in criminal activity?
Correct, Commissioners.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Maybe lastly on this, Commissioner, how easy is it to get or to buy these blue lights? Can I just walk into a shop that sells blue lights and I don't need anything and they will sell them to me?
Correct, Commissioner. Blue lights, the sale of the lights itself is not prohibited in South Africa at all. You can buy it in just about any shop that you can walk in, you can buy it. It is maybe one of the limitations of our system that we have, where the restriction on selling of these lights should be prohibited, and it should only be sold to law enforcement officers. But you can buy it anyway. You can find it in any electronic shop that sells lights. You can buy these lights.
Well, I was going to ask, isn't it an area that should be considered for reform? That there should be some legislative changes about the accessibility and ease of getting these blue lights.
I agree with you, Commissioner. It should be restricted that even the import and the sale of these vehicles should be restricted to law enforcement only.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm tempted to lead you into an area of conjecture based on the conversation you've just had with Commissioner Baloyi. And I'm trying to resist the edge, but nonetheless, I'll give into it. Commissioner, with your experience of 43 years in the police service, if you were to be asked to express a view on how prevalent you consider the abuse of blue lights to be in the country, would you be able to express a view? How big has the problem become in your view, based on your experience of 43 years? Are you able to formulate a view?
I can, Commissioner. Even in the period that I was stating earlier that I acted as the caretaker for the internal affairs for Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department, a very large amount of the internal affairs, disciplinary inquiries and misconduct that was raised to us relates to members of the public that allege that officers have impersonated police officers. They've been pulled off by blue lights and that. It's prevalent for the last, I want to say 6-7 years. It started to be prevalent and it become critical where we are now. It even reached a state where I myself wouldn't even want to pull a vehicle off to do law enforcement because I'm driving an unmarked vehicle and that. It becomes very difficult to do law enforcement because the member of the public, it can lead to a situation where I'm a genuine police officer, I'm an honest police officer, I'm doing my work. The member of the public is afraid and scared and he drives away because he doesn't want to stop because of the risk. And I could believe that it happens, simple mistakes can happen. A vehicle could be wrongly registered when you buy a vehicle. You buy the vehicle and your dealer that sells the vehicle to you makes a mistake in the registration number and they swap 2 digits around when they make the registration plate. And you can drive home, brand new car, and you drive home and an officer drives behind you and he does an inquiry on you on the radio. And they say it's a black Mercedes, but you're driving a white Audi. And now the officer tries to stop you because it's a false plate in his mind. And you're a citizen. You will immediately try to get away from him. If you get away and the officer believes it's a false plate, he most probably will shoot you and you will die. And afterwards there will be obviously inquest and everything. And the other way around it works as well. So it's one of our biggest risks as law enforcement officers, having rogue blue lights available and being misused, especially by criminals. And just about every single day, if you open a newspaper today, if you speak around the Braai in South Africa, doesn't matter where you are, every single person, be it male or female, complain about the after hours stopping at the red light. We disobey traffic lights because of the risk. When I see a police officer or a blue light, I don't know if it's a hijacker or that. So it is a massive risk in our country.
Please state for the record the reverse that you referred to. Just articulate that for the record, please. Remember, you said you as an officer are following a motor vehicle and there's an issue around the registration plate or registration numbers, and you may end up shooting the driver. And you said the reverse may also happen, and then you just went on. So I'm just saying, for the record, please articulate the reverse.
Okay. The reverse could be that the member of the public actually do stop for that, but it is a criminal. And then the member of the public will be hijacked or kidnapped. So that is the reverse risk of, it's a genuine police officer doing his job and there's a mistake, administrative mistake, and the reverse of that is where it is a hijacker, it is a criminal who stops that person and then actually hijack, kill, kidnap, and that is the reverse of that, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Commissioner, leave aside cat protection services. We heard from Chief Mapia earlier this morning that EMPD or the Ekurhuleni Metro has MOUs or a lawful relationship with other security companies. And I think we were given a list of 10. Do those security companies that have a lawful relationship with Ekurhuleni use blue lights for their vehicles?
No, Commissioner. So the city itself goes into a legal tender process and a contract basis to safeguard and protect their property and perform access control. So it is static security at cities' infrastructure, substations, parks, and buildings. So the contract with the 10 is also, it's a SLA in that term, so it's a contract that you sign with them in terms of the MFM Act. You enter into a tender for a 3-year period, and then there's a SLA signed with that company. In terms of that contract and the specifications in terms of that contract, it is to provide static guard duties and protect council's property and perform access control in terms of the Public Access Control Act. There's no clause anywhere. We will, even to our contracted security, will be able to override the act and give them permission to use blue lights. They may not use blue lights at all.
Thank you, Commissioners. Before you leave that topic, I guess for my own safety considerations, I have to ask you these questions. What do you, Commissioner Spies, do in the night when an unmarked vehicle with blue lights or switches on its blue lights when you are driving in a bid to communicate to you? What do you do as an experienced police officer? And I might as well ask my next question. What do you advise I do when I'm confronted with that situation tomorrow?
Commissioners, I cannot give you legal advice.
No, it's not legal advice, Commissioner. It's staying alive advice.
Commissioners, the first thing, because I'm such an old police officer, if I do see blue lights behind me, I obviously shift, even if it's a criminal, I shift out of the way that he can come past me. That's the first thing that I will do.
Sorry, may I qualify that it's flagging you down to stop?
But if he starts to flag me down, I will slow down to a slower speed, and I will then indicate through my window, open the window and say, indicate, follow me. And I will then drive to one of two public places, depending upon where I am at that moment in the country. If I know the area and I know where police stations are, I will drive to a police station. Slowly follow him without making sudden any direction changes or accelerating speed, because that will make the situation much worse. So I will request the policeman or whoever's behind me then to follow me to a police station. If I don't know the area, I will then drive to a well-lit, something like a fuel station where there's lights, cameras, people around me which can record everything that will happen. But I will still request him to follow me. I will not stop at the moment. Even I, as a trained officer, I'm fortunate maybe as well that I'm armed and I do carry firearms with me, so I can, if there is something, I will try and defend myself. But the first, and that's what I will also advise, is that show the officer that you are obeying, but that you want to be going to a safe area. But it's a very difficult situation for both sides.
Indeed. Thank you, Commissioner. You had referenced and marked RS 4 and 5, the videos that the journalist Jeff Weeks had shared with Lieutenant Colonel Tepa, who forwarded them to you. I think we have located the videos and we are able to play them. We'll play both, not necessarily in the order that we have marked them as RS 4 and 5. So we'll play the first and then the second. Thank you.
Commissioners, that is the first video from inside the car.
Just to check, does this particular video have a sound or?
It does have sound.
It does. Can we perhaps try again? Or someone is coming to our assistance then.
Commissioners, when it starts, you will see the flash of the lights in the windscreen portion as well. I think
Ms. Mutlasedi, are suggesting to play it again? Okay. She must. Thank you for the. Now that was recording 1. We are going to try and retrieve recording 2 and play that as well.
Maybe Commissioner can just indicate in the video that we have just seen, the blue light, because it's facing outside. Those of us who have experienced them, they are flashing outside, so they're not flashing inside. So the first 3 seconds of the video, you can actually see the flash.
Correct, Commissioner. The blue lights is like reflecting against the windscreen, and on the middle center console, which is plastic, you can see, and also against the road traffic signs, you can see the lights flashing against it.
Would you like to satisfy yourself by watching it again, Commissioner? Okay. Yes, Commissioner Baloy?
Yeah. This paragraph says that you hear a female voice in the background identifying herself as Mama Cat, and then I think somewhere, either in the Commissioner Mapiane's statement or somewhere here, it says she's in fact the wife of Mr. Matlala. I don't know if I missed the sound where she says Mama Cat.
Perhaps I can verify through Commissioner's piece.
Yeah.
Commissioner, you saw on your statement at paragraph 13, with reference to the first video clip, you say a female voice in the background identifying herself as Mama Cat. Do you see that?
Yes,
Now,
Commissioner.
just to check, is the video we just watched, is that the video where we can expect to hear the person identifying themselves as Mama Cat?
In this video clip that is on here, it is it's from Instagram, and then at the bottom you'll see there's captions on the screen itself that is like identifying what is being said. So at the bottom it will say, or the top it will say Cordelia, I think Kabeng, and then at the bottom it will say the words on the screen itself that you can hear, because the siren is overpowering in this portion of the clip. So if it's slowed down when you show the video clip.
Advocate Mutlasedi suggests that you are demanding too much of a lawyer to do what you are suggesting.
Commissioners, maybe if I can assist, when you show the video clip on the bottom right-hand side, there's something that will say ×1. That could most probably be changed to ½ or which will make it slower.
Okay, well, she's going to give it her best shot. We'll see where it lands us. Thank you. We're going to try. Thank you.
And the writing you are referring to, Commissioner, would that be subtitles or what writing would this be?
It's on the screen itself, Commissioner. I presume it's the subtitles that runs along with the video.
All right, thank you.
We might just report success. So let's try. We're not projecting. Okay, she slowed it down significantly. If you can then look at the screen and you direct where to read on the screen.
At from my side, this one says blue lights, drop off the cups.
Is that...
Oh, the queen. Yeah.
Stop it.
Blue lights, drop off the queen and her cups.
Where are you reading? Are you reading at the top of the...
In the middle of the screen,
in the
where,
middle.
where the elbow of the passenger is.
Yes. Okay. Then we proceed. Yes. We are going to drop the sound because there is no one speaking, it's just music, so that Commissioner Spies can take us through this video.
Yes, there it's clear now on the back side of the seat. It says blue lights to drop off the queen and there's just an N and her cups.
Yes. Keep playing. Okay, it would appear there is nothing further added there. I want to refer you to the top of the video. There appears to be some writings there. Are you able to read them for us into the record?
Correct, Commissioners. It's a small avatar of a lady's face with long black hair, and then next to it is Cordelia Kabeng. And it states underneath that, beauty by exclusive _ Weinak.
Okay. So then, getting back to your paragraph 13, it is not correct that we hear a female voice in the background identifying herself as Mama Cat. That doesn't come through on the video, correct? Or
Can we just listen to the second video as well?
Okay, let's try the second video and see if it's in that clip.
There's the words Mama Cat and her fleet.
Is it the words printed on the video there as we see on the screen, or are they spoken?
It's the words there on the fleet, which I presume was the titles as the speaking in the background, that she overlaid music over that.
Okay. Can we then I suggest we play this video from beginning to end, and then we can take questions on it. Okay, so the start of this video, there is a female voice that speaks, that utters the words Mama Cat. Is that what you heard?
It's the words on it that says Mama Cat and her fleet.
Okay, then I suggest at paragraph 13, we make a correction to the effect that those words are not spoken, they are printed on the video. Would I be correct to do so?
Yes.
Okay, we shall effect that change. So then we've played the 2 videos. I don't know, commissioners, if there are any questions arising therefrom for the witness. Commissioner Malo?
In response to a question by Commissioner Baloy about the registration of the vehicles and whether you could relate the vehicles on the videos to the listed vehicles, if I'm not mistaken, I think you said that the registrations are not showing on the videos. I actually do see a couple of registrations. But of course, I could not read any of them. Isn't there a method by which you could have enhanced what's showing on there so as to be able to see the registrations?
Commissioner, I'm surely in today's age there is methods by brilliant people who can do it, but I don't have that skill set. But there should be people that can video enhance that, but I cannot.
Thank you.
Commissioner, an observation, and please confirm if I am correct in my observation, it is that those vehicles are on the tarmac of whatever airport that is.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And to get into the tarmac, I know that if I tried to drive to the tarmac, I would fail dismally. They wouldn't allow me to do that. Do you know how it works? Permission is granted by who? Or municipal vehicles with blue lights, when they get to the gate that leads to the tarmac, they are just free to go through? Do you know how it works?
Commissioner, in all my career, I obviously, as a policeman, I have sometimes been on the apron on foot and per vehicle in blue lights, but you use blue lights and there's security at the gates and the booms that goes to the tarmac and the apron itself. At larger airports, like the international airports, our Tambo and that, there's actually very large gates and walls which is closed, and if there is entrance to those areas, it's under very strict control from the South African Police Services, VIP Protection Services, and AXA, that will allow access to the apron itself. For instance, when the president is collected or ambassador or something like that. Same at Wonderboom Airport, there is access to the apron is very much restricted. To me, it is very suspect. So obviously the blue lights and vehicles was used to drive right up to the aeroplane. Normally you would have parked in the front of the airport and you and your luggage would go through the normal customs and the normal airport procedures. You would not be allowed with a vehicle directly to it.
So someone in the SAPS, VIP or whoever is there, or someone at AXA, if this is OR Tambo, well, I guess even Lanseria, no? Must have allowed it for these people to drive to the tarmac.
Correct, Commissioner, but they could have been conned. So the security at the airport would have stopped them and allowed them, but if they believe it is South African Police Service or that then they would allow them to go past them, but they would have been stopped and allowed to the apron itself.
Thank you.
Commissioner, do you know that this is an AXA-administered airport? I don't want you to make the mistake of assuming that it could have been a private tarmac in a private facility where a private jet is stationed. So don't make the assumption unless you know for a fact that this is.
No, Commissioner, it's as I stated in my statement as well, it's a small airport. And I make an apology if I speak about AXA, because we deal at Wonderboom Airport and at OR Tambo we deal with AXA. At Wonderboom it's our control.
AXA into trouble.
No.
Bring them to this commission.
Sorry, I'm not implicated AXA at all. No.
With that clarification, still ask my question. Does it work differently, access to the tarmac? Is it free driving through in the smaller airports?
No, it's not. If you look at Wonderboom Airport, is controlled by the city of Tshwane, and access to the apron is restricted. It's closed off. There's boom gates, and security at the airport will restrict access as well to that. It's not allowed at, but it could be a private airport. I don't know. I cannot determine which airport this is. If it is a private airport, for instance, like Fly-In in Ekurhuleni, that is between houses, then it would be allowed to go there because the estate itself would be under control of that. But under public aspiration, when it's an airport like Lanseria or Wonderboom or OR Tambo, then it will be restricted by the security at those specific airports.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioners. In response to a question by Commissioner Baloyi about the vehicles parked on the apron next to the aeroplanes, you suggested that perhaps the security could very well have been conned. My question is, and if that is the case, you wouldn't know how. My question is whether what is the possible effect of driving towards the security point to get onto the apron and the blue lights are on? How is that likely to be interpreted by the security guard?
Commissioner, if you approach the security officers and you have blue lights and sirens going, the security will, most of the time, they will open the gate because they will believe it's the South African Police Service that approached them. The risk for that as well, especially even at airports like these, that flight could have transported anything in and out of the country. It could have had drugs, it could have had kidnapping, it could have been trafficking, human trafficking on that. So airport restrictions becomes a very large risk as well. But approaching the gate and a boom gate with blue lights and sirens, the airport security will most of the time think it is police officers and they will open the gates for them.
And possibly salute as the car drives past.
The security don't salute us. We salute one another, but not they salute us and we salute them, Commissioner.
So, from what you've just said now, the blue lights, in the way you describe, with the ability to just drive through onto the tarmac, opens the risk that, in fact, they could be used for illegal activities, to get stuff onto planes and off or from planes into the country.
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioners. Let's then have a look at Jeff Wick's original email at page 2 of your bundle of annexures, RS21, Roman 1. In the fourth paragraph of that email, Jeff Wicks writes as follows: 2 videos from the social media page of Cordelia Kabeng, wife of Vusimusi Matlala, the owner of the aforementioned company, have been sent to you via WhatsApp. Do you see where I'm reading?
Correct, Commissioners.
A question for you. I appreciate it's Jeff Wicks today as we sit here, who she is.
From media, yes, but I still don't know her. But I have seen that she's the wife, allegedly, of Vusimusi Matlala. But at that date, I didn't know any of the 2.
Then you didn't know either of the 2?
Yes.
And today, do you know who Vusimusi Matlala is?
Correct, Commissioner.
And who do you know it to be?
He is the director or owner of the CAT VIP security firm, and since 2022 his name also popped up in that he procured Medicare 24 as a subsidiary, and they have tenders with the South African Police Services, which was cancelled in the meantime, and he has also been arrested and is currently in prison awaiting trial for a attempted murder matter. But that I only know from news, from the media.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
If you made it this far means you really enjoyed this video, please let us know what do you think about this shocking story in the comment section below. And please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.